How are you? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's coming across live. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Good. How are you? Hey, Ricky. Hey. Really? Okay. Okay, I'll call it. Try to tell him. All right, thanks. All right, bye. Rick, I think you can hear audio from my camera, so you need to be sure of Check, mic check 1 2, testing 1 2.
I can hear you.
Okay, we're gonna get that. I'm not sure.
Please rise for the class of 2017. At this time, will the audience please remain standing and remove all hats as we prepare for the presentation of colors by the Elkin High School Junior ROTC Color Guard and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Max Dumas, Lakin Lloyd, and Kylie Thomas. Please join me as we honor our nation in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for our invocation from Cameron Beals.
Let us pray. May this graduation day be a celebration of not only the success of those before me, but of your life within us. May your blessings follow us all as we find new journeys to travel and new paths to pave. May your gentle hand guide the decisions that we make and the passions that we pursue. May your hope continue to be a light within us that we carry into each new day. All this in your name. Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to welcome you all here to Grissom Stadium and give you a genuine thanks. To all the administrators, teachers, family members, and friends of our class, thank you for helping us make it to this stage of success. And a thank you should go out to each and every one of you students, too, for assisting each other in making it to this point. The proper thing to do during a speech is to tell a story that reveals itself as a metaphor for life. I'll try and make mine as long and as boring as possible, just to put you all to sleep so you don't have to hear the rest of the ceremony. Just make sure someone wakes you up before your graduate walks across the stage. My story is about learning to drive with my father, Frank Beals. If you know anything about my dad, you'll know that he enjoys throwing his daughters into uncomfortable situations, telling them that it'll be a good experience. Around the time that I got my permit, my father decided that to make it in life, I needed to know how to drive a stick shift. He took me out onto the back roads to let me practice. I would roll slowly into first gear, only to stall and have to start all over again. After only one session of this, my father decided to test me by making me drive through town. Stalling out multiple times and holding up traffic proved to be mortifying. However, throwing me into this uncomfortable and terrifying situation helped me to realize that there isn't always time to prepare for everything that life throws at you. I realized that I was ready to handle more than I thought I could, even when I didn't believe in myself. Don't be afraid to try something new that you aren't comfortable with. Take on life with insight, knowing that you'll be able to handle any challenge that life throws at you. Take it one stoplight at a time, and don't care what the people behind you think. I've come far since that first day of practice. Today, I am the proud owner of a 1994 Toyota 4Runner, parked in the upper lot, and you can bet that it's stick shift. Enjoy where you are now, but I encourage you to also enjoy where you're going to go. It's difficult to welcome you to graduation, a ceremony that is meant for saying goodbye. Instead, I'd like to invite you to something bigger. I'd like to invite you to embrace the uncomfortable. I'd like to invite you to enjoy the challenges that you'll face. Welcome the future with open arms. To the friends, family, and staff here today, welcome to graduation. To the class of 2017, welcome to all that the future holds. Thank you.
Good evening. For the special recognition, we celebrate the accomplishments of our class. It is important that we recognize those of you who have helped us along our journey. First, our parents and grandparents. Please stand if you are able. Secondly, we'd like to thank the staff at Elkin High School. Please stand.
Woo!
Our principal, Mr. Joel Hoyle, and our assistant principal, Miss Lisa Pendry. Please stand. Our superintendent, Miss Dr. Myra Cox, and the Elkin City Schools Board of Education. Please stand. Finally, we celebrate several of our Elkin High School family who are leaving Elkin this year. We have 2 retirees. First, Miss Mary Ann Osment. Please stand. As our guidance counselor, Ms. Osment has worked tirelessly to be sure our classes were scheduled to give us the best opportunities possible for success. Along with helping seniors with college applications, she has also been instrumental through the years in helping seniors secure hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and financial aid. We also celebrate Ms. Barbara Long. Please stand. She is retiring for the second time with a total of 52 years of service in education. Ms. Long's tenure includes teacher, assistant principal, and most recently, Director of Career and Technical Education. Our class will fondly remember her for all the pick-me-up chocolate she has graciously given us. We will also miss Ms. Kim Parks. Please stand. Ms. Parks is the Special Populations Coordinator and Cheerleading Advisor. Thank you for all the hours you have dedicated to the sidelines cheering for the Bucking Elks. The halls of Elkin High will never be the same without the contagious laugh of Mr. Darren Pelkey. Please stand. He will be returning to Elkin Middle School to help prepare a younger generation of Bucking Elks. He will be joined at Elkin Middle School by Miss Misty Ball in 8th grade. Miss Ball, Elkin High School will miss the love and enthusiasm you brought to the math class every day. Also, Elkin Middle School is fortunate to gain 2 of Elkin High's finest. Also, Mr. Heath Foster is leaving Elkin next year to go to the University of North Carolina at Wilmington to further his education and embark on a new journey. He will be a principal fellowship. Principal fellowship, yeah. A special thanks to all from the class of 2017. Next, our principal, Mr. Joe Hoyle, will bring greetings.
Good evening. On behalf of Dr. Myra Cox and the faculty and staff of Elkin High School, I welcome you to Grissom Stadium for our 2017 commencement ceremony to honor our graduates. I would first like to say a word of thanks to all the parents, grandparents, guardians, and other family members who are here tonight who had a part in getting each of these seniors to this milestone. There is no telling how many hours you have each spent working with your children. The hours spent reading books before they even started kindergarten, the number of homework assignments you have assisted with, how many chorus, band concerts, or plays have you attended, and how many ball games have you attended, and how many of those ball games was it raining, or freezing cold, or scorching hot. You did all these things not because you had to, but because you wanted to out of the love and support for your children. Your hard work and dedication has paid off tonight as we celebrate this achievement together. Seniors, this is your night. You've dreamed of it and you've worked towards this night for some time. Tonight is the last time you will all be together as one group. Beginning tomorrow, you will go in many different directions and many pathways. Some of you will leave Elkin this summer or this fall and never return. Others will leave and eventually come back to settle down and raise families. Regardless of where you go or where you end up, you will always remember the bonds that you have formed with each other from being together in a small town and small school. And regardless of where you end up, you'll always be a buck and elk. You've been a fun group to watch. I've enjoyed seeing the fun you've had together over the last 4 years. Whether it was watching you on athletic fields and courts, singing in a chorus concert, doing a Beowulf presentation in English class, or creating a beautiful drawing in art class, or putting on the senior play, it's been a joy to see each of you excel in your own ways. This group has many talents and abilities. There are athletes who will compete at the next level. There are talented artists with amazing abilities. There are public speakers and leaders who may have a career in politics one day. There are amazing singers and musicians, and there are future teachers in this group. Each one of you has your own talents and abilities. My challenge to you tonight is that wherever you end up, you use those talents and those abilities to make your communities and the lives around you better. Become the community leaders, the coaches, the mentors and examples for others to follow. Give back and share those talents you have with others. On the program tonight, you have your class motto listed as a quote from Coach Wood. It reads, "We ain't gonna make it." Well, guess what, guys? You made it. Congratulations. And one last time, it's a great day to be a buck and elk. Thank you.
I would like to share a poem I wrote for the class of 2017. It is titled, "We Went to School." We went to school. Teachers taught about animals, numbers, and the alphabet. We laughed as we drew. We told secrets on the playground. We held hands on the bus, and we longed for days of snow. We went to school. Teachers taught us about the stars. Dare taught us to make good choices. We made lasting friendships. Lunch with Miss Meeks became a concert. We longed for days of snow. We went to school. Teachers taught about algorithms and formulas. Friends became family. We attempted to find our way. Some played music, some danced, while others threw a ball. While others fell in and out of love. We still longed for days of snow. Elkin High School seniors went to school. This isn't the end, but an exciting beginning. More to learn, more friendships to cultivate, and more memories to make. More mountains to climb, more heartbreaks to suffer, and possibly a few tragedies to persevere. And yet, we will always long for snow. Our first speaker for this evening will be Emma Aldridge, followed by Kenya Easter, Maddie Timmerman, and Jarrett Peterson.
Elkin High School Class of 2017. I first of all want to say that I am proud of each of you sitting here tonight. It has been a stressful last few months, but we finally reached this vivid moment in our lives. It's the kind of moment where in the movies, the protagonist makes his or her speech accompanied by a heartfelt soundtrack. Then ensues the montage of students tossing up their graduation caps and exiting their school with Good Riddance by Green Day playing in the background. Right now, in the real world, there's no orchestra and there's no emotional rock song. But that does not dismiss the validity of adding the soundtrack to the movie. Music is a powerful force that is capable of capturing emotion. It's also uniquely capable of bringing back specific memories. I know on the rare occasion I hear the tune of clean up, everybody, everywhere. There I am, standing in Mrs. Colbert's kindergarten classroom. Other songs and artists have played in the background of our lives. In third grade, Hannah Montana and High School Musical songs were popular to perform in the school talent show. In sixth grade, Justin Bieber stole the girls' hearts, while the boys stole JB's hairstyle. In middle school, slow dances were made even more awkward by the overly romantic lyrics of Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. During sophomore year was a legendary moment when the football team beat Starmount 26-0 in the Battle of the Bridge. That night, we stormed the field and joined our team in singing our school song. While preparing for the senior play, spontaneously breaking out into harmony was a common occurrence. I'm sure as we're listening to the radio, in 10, 20, 30 years down the road, certain songs will distinctly remind us of this time in our lives. As we've grown up from children to young adults, we've developed our own identities, just as we've developed our individual tastes in music. Sitting before me, I see one avid rapper, Trey Probst, a fan of Native American tribal chants, Andrew Jones, along with many different genres of people. After tonight, some of us will be heading to a university to study medicine, law, or engineering. Others will be heading into the workforce to support our families. Some of us have absolutely no idea what is ahead, and that is okay, because the thing to remember as you move past this big moment and on to others is live it. When you hear your favorite song, you don't just simply listen to it. You nod your head, tap your toes to the beat, sing along, and dance. You take the moment, that 3 minutes and 18 seconds, feel the music, and are driven to action. In our lives, there will be many glorious moments. College graduation, earning a promotion, getting engaged, having a child. But there will also be disheartening moments along with those. Whether the future soundtrack of your life is an upbeat, happy one, a slow, dismal tune, or an album that ebbs and flows, I urge you not to take one note for granted. I hope as each of us moves forward in life, we will not simply watch as it passes by. I hope we will do, act, laugh, cry, live every moment. In the words of Leanne Womack, I hope you dance. To wrap this up, I'd like to quote a lyric from one of my favorite bands, the Eagles. It says, "We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in, and take it easy, Elkin High School."
Good evening, friends, family, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. In 2004, George W. Bush graced the podium as President of the United States. In 2004, the cinematic masterpiece, The Incredibles, graced the big screen. In 2004, Martha Stewart graced the halls of her own home for 5 months of house arrest. Also in 2004, equally terrified and enthusiastic kindergartners graced the halls of Elkin Elementary for the first time. Those kindergartners had no idea of the journey they would be on for the next 13 years, the journey to this day. The road traveled from fun Fridays and Bucky Buck parties to AP exams and senior projects has been a laborious one. Who knew that the kids who could easily be tricked into thinking they were taking a second grade trip to Hawaii would graduate only 11 years later? Today is bittersweet. Though we have been waiting for this day for what seems like centuries, we sit with a certain nervous anticipation of what the future holds. We are filled with fear as we realize what we are leaving behind, the friends, the family, and our beloved parking spots. We fear leaving behind the comfortable. We fear stepping into an uncertain future of vast possibility. Although the future is unknown, we have the comfort of knowing that our time together has prepared us for the next seemingly giant step in our lives. As I sat through our senior assembly only 2 weeks ago, I reflected on how much we have discovered about life and about ourselves over the past 13 years. As each picture slowly slid across the screen, filled with our gap-toothed smiles and ultra-fashionable gaucho pants and Crocs, I realized that school was not simply about the curriculum each teacher was responsible for repeating until it was etched into our brains. Yes, we learned, or at least attempted how to learn, to apply multiplication and basic grammar to our lives, but we learned far more about the way people affect our lives. With a student body of 386, many of us groaned at the fact that we would never be able to escape any unwanted relationships. Though we never wanted to see the boy or the girl that broke our heart in the 6th grade, we quickly learned that relationships with others are inescapable with a class size of 82 people and classes of 20. Being assigned to a desk directly next to the person we may have argued with only a year prior, we learned the importance of forgiveness. We learned that each new day offers an opportunity to ignore the person next to us or choose to forge a new path by mending a relationship with the person we would be beside for the rest of the semester. Contrary to what Common Core teaches, life is not simply numbers and graphs. The things that we have learned throughout our time together about life, about forgiveness, and about relationships are far more useful than any multiplication table or derivative. Sorry, Mrs. Hyatt. Life is about community. It is about the way we communicate, the way we love, the way we laugh, and even the way we cry. This is the one thing that I will forever be grateful for these past 13 years. I have learned about people. The important lesson that I have learned alongside each of you is best summed up by Guy de Maupassant as he said, "It is the lives we encounter that make life worth living." After our tassels have turned and our cheeks become numb from the multitude of pictures we will be forced into, we will be stepping forward into a chapter of self-discovery and new beginnings. Our steps will be encompassed by new faces and experiences, and we will be faced with new opportunities for friendships and knowledge alike. Although we can be comforted as we remember that it is the lessons that we have learned from one another that will guide us into our new chapter. We can always be proud to remember that no matter how far the physical distance between us, it is always a great day to be a Buck and Elk.
Good evening, soon-to-be graduates of Elkin High School. It is an honor to stand before you this day and speak to each one of you on one of the most memorable days of our lives so far. Tomorrow, I and those sitting in front of me are embarking on a well-deserved vacation after 4 years of hard work and dedication. I have anticipated this vacation for months now, it being one of the only cures for my almost crippling case of senioritis. The thought of the break I will be taking has gotten me through some of the most stressful days of my high school career. However, I have found that in the invigorating aspect of finally being burden-free from the stresses of high school, I have ignored the fact that I can be just as happy now as I will be tomorrow. Throughout our lives, we focus on those glorified days of vacation, wishing the days of our present to be past so we can finally relax and fully enjoy ourselves. Many of us sympathize with Pam Beasley from the TV show The Office when she says, "I have 10 vacation days a year, and I try to hold off using them for as long as possible. And this year I lasted to the 3rd week in January." There is a problem in this, though. Vacations only last for a week or two, and the rest of our lives we spend waiting for them. It seems that all we ever do is wait for the great things to finally come. We waited for our favorite sports seasons to start. We waited for summer to start. We waited for exams to be over each semester. We waited for prom and homecoming night. We waited for this day, for this very moment, when we walk across this field and finally call ourselves graduates of Elkin High School. We knew the great joy and relief that we would feel when these moments would finally come, but we experienced little joy while waiting for them. As we wait for our next great vacation, we need to remember to find joy in the waiting. We need to have the ability to be happy when we are not on those days of vacation, because that is where we spend most of our lives. So, this is my advice to you. Don't think you can only be truly happy on those days of vacation. By letting someone or something else be your source of happiness, you are denying yourself the greatest joy of them all, which is being completely content with where you are in this very moment. Don't expect anything or anybody else to provide you with any sort of satisfaction. Learn to let yourself be your happiness, and once you have figured that out, then let other things add to your happiness. Your being is the only thing that is stagnant in this ever-changing world. Build your faith, build your personality, build your likes, build your dislikes. Find out who you really are, because everything else besides yourself can leave at any moment. Perhaps J. Cole explains my point better than I do when he says, "I'd rather be happy pleasing myself than miserable trying to please everyone else." From the popular song entitled "Congratulations" by Post Malone, today we may feel that they always say congratulations, but we work so hard that we forget how to make every day a vacation in our lives. Congratulations, and look, we made it, Elkin High School seniors.
For most of us, our journey began 13 years ago. We stepped into our kindergarten classrooms and met most of the classmates who would be with us today. Look around, and you will see the familiar faces of classmates, friends, parents, and teachers who have guided us since the beginning. This journey has been filled with parents and administrators who have supported us and pushed us to reach our goals so that we could walk across this field tonight. I look out and see my classmates, but also see so much more. These individuals are the many friends who I've been lucky enough to have throughout my time here at Elkin. For 13 years, we have had the luxury of knowing all our classmates and creating intimate relationships with almost every one of them. Today, June 9th, 2017, marks the end of this routine. Today is the last time that we will see some of these faces, but it is not a time of sadness, but rather a celebration of new beginnings. We all must keep moving forward and embrace the challenges to come. One of the many things I learned from my time here at Elkin is our elementary school motto, "Do no less than your best." I understand that sometimes even our best isn't enough to accomplish some goals, but the idea behind it is true. Whatever the next step is for you, whether it is college, work, military, or something else, remember the motto we were taught in elementary school. Strive to be the best. You can choose to do whatever you want in life, but my challenge to you is that you try to be the best you can be at it. I know we all have the capacity to accomplish this, but after you cross this stage and accept your diploma, it is up to you to decide how to use it. In the next few months, I want you to remember all the difficult and demanding tasks you went through to earn this valuable piece of paper. 13 years filled with success, failure, and opportunities to grow as a person. Remember these last 13 years and understand how great an accomplishment it is for you to earn this diploma. Remember everyone who got you here, whether they were your parents, teachers, or even friends who inspired you to reach this point. Take all of these experiences with you and use them to embrace the challenges to come. The class of 2017 does no less than their best, and I believe that we will always live by this. Elkin City Schools has been a part of my life since I was 5 years old. Tomorrow is the first day I will no longer be a part of the Elkin City School system. Tomorrow marks a new beginning, and I know most of you, like me, are ready to embrace tomorrow. This school, this class, and this town have given so much to me, and I'm very grateful for my time here. Congratulations, class of 2017, on this amazing accomplishment. These past 13 years have been the greatest years of my life, and I wouldn't have wanted to spend them with any other group of people. I wish you all the best of luck as you continue your journey. Thank you for the past 13 years.
having successfully completed all graduation requirements as prescribed by the Elkin City Schools Board of Education and upon recommendation by the faculty, candidates will come forward to receive their diploma. Michaela Lee Adams. Emma Grace Aldridge. Juan Aldolfo Anario. Samuel Ezra Atkinson. Jessica Diane Barron. Cameron Elise Bills. Jacob Charles Balia. Drake Remington Bogart. Lakin Elizabeth Brown. Lakin Mackenzie Bryant. Mackenzie Lee Bullens. Jacob Dylan Burchett. Maya Siobhan Calderon. Jackson Manning Carter. McKinley Ray Cheek. Shania Marie Claunch. Maddie Elizabeth Coe. Addison Page Collins. Brooke Leanne Collins. Huey Cortez. Samantha Bailey Cozart. Ian William Dalrymple. Caleb Andrew Delaney. Annie Grace Douglas. Brianna Lynn Dreyer. Dakota Dudley Doss. Maxwell Austin Dumas. Brandon Michael Derniak. Kenya Jean Easter. Michael Blake Fry. Isael Gonzalez. Mitchell Joseph Halbadel. John Harrison Hall. Ashley Nicole Hemrick. Brennan Sage Holbrook. Mally Grace Hutchins. Matthew Jordan Johnson. Andrew Wayne Jones. Lakin Nicole Lloyd. Timothy Marie Lomax. Matthew Jason Martyr Tullock. Jordan Nicole Mays. Taylor Cheyenne McKnight. Asher Ian McRitchie. Christina Nava. Afton Gabrielle Nelson. Natalie Elizabeth Norman. Reagan Olivia Parks. Jarrett David Peterson. Erica Stephanie Pineda. Isaac Owen Powell. Anthony Tremaine Probst. Cassidy Leanne Purvis. Rebecca Catherine Reese. Hannah Faye Roberts. Dulce Sagrario Rodriguez. Carla Alejandra Romero. Carlos Armando Salazar. Isabella Sanchez. Tristan Robert Shears. Alyssa Corinne Shores. Emily Grace Sloan. Daniel Patrick Shosh. Terry Ryan Spicer. Whitney Brooke Sprinkle. Natasha Andrea Suarez. Kylie Kevelyn Thomas. Mackenzie Brooke Tilley. Madison Ann Timmerman. Christian Trey Turner. Nicholas Alexander Van Gordon. Matthew Kevin Vaughn. Morgan Leanne Wiles. William Corey Wiles. Shane Kevin Wilmoth. Christian Michael Wilson. Bailey Michelle Wood. Drake Anthony Yarwood. Elizabeth Ann Yonker. Congratulations, class of 2017. Now we will hear from our chamber singers. Senior chamber singers, please join the group.
Will the graduates please rise? By the authority granted to me by the state of North Carolina and the Elkin City Schools Board of Education, I hereby confer upon you the diplomas which you have been awarded this evening. Congratulations. Will the audience please join me in applauding the class of 2017?
Sorry. Yeah, go. Seniors, please be seated. Good evening, and thank you for attending the graduation of the class of 2017. Please wake anyone who is still asleep next to you, as they have successfully slept through graduation.
Here we are at the end of our senior year. We are closing this chapter and beginning the rest of our lives. Today, we walk the halls of Elkin High School as students for the last time. We place our tassels to the right in conclusion of our high school careers. As we stand before you this evening looking into the future, we cannot help but reminisce on the journey that has brought us to this point. Field day during elementary school, the trips to Washington, D.C. and the Outer Banks during middle school, the Renaissance Festival earlier this year, the senior play just a few weeks ago. All of our shared experiences will stay us forever. In 20, 30, or even 50 years, we will recall the memories at each of our class reunions and talk about how much has changed since then.
I'm going to use all my tools, my God-given ability, to make the best life I can with it. This quote is from The Chosen One, the 2004 Rookie of the Year, 4-time Most Valuable Player, 3-time NBA champion, and 3-time Finals MVP, just a kid from Akron, LeBron James. I believe that as students of Elkin High School, we have been prepared to go out into the world and make the best lives that we can. Our families, friends, teachers, faculty, and peers have all helped to give us the tools that we will need to fabricate the most desirable future for ourselves. Now that we stand here before you today, ready to take these tools, the lessons that we have learned, and our own God-given abilities to show the world what we are ready to become. I know I speak for the entire class of 2017 when I say that we are well prepared to take on the world as we leave the safety of the halls of Elkin High School. Since our first day of kindergarten, we have been challenged to do no less than our best, and no matter how severe our cases of senioritis got, I believe we rose to the challenge. We now share an unforgettable experience that will forever bind us. We can look back at a million memories we have made while walking the halls of Elkin City Schools and say with satisfaction, Coach Wood, we made it.
Cavs in 7, baby!
I invite you one last time to join me in singing our school song. You may rise. Far below the Blue Ridge Mountains, there's a place we love, and we live there always seeking higher aims above. We're a school of which we're proud, will always be true. This we sing our alma mater to our gold and blue. Thank you.
Would everyone remain standing and please join me for the benediction? Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for allowing us all to gather here safely in order to celebrate the graduation for the class of 2017. I ask that you go forth with everyone in this class, whether they are going to get an education, serve our military, or join the workforce, and keep them safe in all that they do. Thank you for being with this class as we have made thousands of memories together and allow us to make many more as we go our separate ways. Although we will be taking on our own journeys now, I ask that you let us always remember the lessons that we learned and allow us to grow from those. Please help to let our class be an example for the many others that are to come, and that we may be able to show them what it is truly like to live for you. Amen.
At this time, I declare the academic year closed. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2017. One more round of applause. We request that the audience remain at their seat until the graduates' platform party and the faculty have recessed.